Hi everyone, my name is Adriana. I'm the founder and CEO of Little Words Project, which you know by now. And we have started our new series, Words Matter, which is the show where we interview key members of our community and we do our favorite activity, beating bracelets. Today, we are joined by Kate Norkeliunas. Kate is an influencer who has amassed over 2 million followers across platforms. Her rise to popularity began when she posted a TikTok of her eating a mega spread from Taco Bell. After the first video went viral, Kate decided to keep posting videos to make sure that it wasn't a fluke, and the rest is history. Kate uses her platform to be the kind of person that she felt she needed when she was younger. Because of her own struggles with eating disorders, Kate set out to create a community where people could feel safe, welcomed, and supported. She now calls her fans Big Daddies and uses her platform to bring awareness to eating disorders and show her followers that it's possible to be authentic, kind, unfiltered, in a world that is often so full of the opposite. Kate, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, we are so excited to have you here. Before we kick it off, as we mentioned earlier, we have to get into this sandwich here that is basically Thanksgiving in a sandwich. And you have to teach me how to do the Big Daddy bite, the proper process.
Yes.
So bring me in it. Let's go.
There's no wrong way to take a Big Daddy bite.
Okay.
So choose your slice because there's three
There's
here,
three
which
slices.
is so
I think
funny.
I think I'm gonna go for this middle
I
slice.
thought the same thing.
Right?
I
Like
thought
it's
the same
giving.
thing.
Okay.
Show the layers. Talk about it. Yeah, give some.
Those are 3 layers of cheese.
Look at that. Cheese, turkey. We've got some cranberry. A little bit of
Stuffing,
lettuce. It looks like some carrots in there, and then you just kind of go for it.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Okay.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is there bacon in there? No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Yep. The
That
point.
cranberry hits.
The point. That's how you do it. The
Oh.
point.
That was
Okay.
natural.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's so good.
It's coming out.
Crispy. Delicious. Just everything you would want in a Thanksgiving sandwich, and then some.
I might go to another side here. This one's.
Wow.
Okay, hold on.
Yep. Yep. Look at that turkey. Unreal.
Mm-hmm.
As I have to say, kind of like deep in your throat. Unreal. Like that.
Let's dive right in. Okay, so Kate,
Yes.
we're gonna get deep.
I'm ready.
I hope you're down.
I might
because
cry.
you know what?
I really might. It's good therapy.
It is good therapy, but so is this.
Yeah.
We are beating bracelets,
Yeah.
and honestly, it's very cathartic.
Yep.
It's also very, what's the word I'm looking for? Beating bracelets is very therapeutic.
Yes.
Because it's just a constant, like, present moment type of energy. So what I'm going to ask you to do is look at our lovely spread here. Think about your word. If you have a word that you already know you want to make, you can start pulling your letters, and I'll dive into our first question.
Okay.
But you can start kind of in the pulling process
Okay.
and, ideating. If you need a few seconds, I can let you think.
Okay.
Or if you have your thought. You ready? You're ready.
I'm ready.
She knows. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
I love this. This
I
is
love
so
it.
fun.
I'm so glad you're loving it. This one's a very easy question.
Okay.
Big Daddy. You refer to yourself as that. You
Yeah.
refer to your bites as Big Daddy
Yeah.
Bites. You refer to your community as Big Daddies.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Outside of the movie,
Yeah.
starring Adam
Adam
Sandler,
who I love.
who I also love. Wonderful movie. Where did that come from? And kind of talk us through that journey.
Yeah, Big Daddy actually came from my friends. I have videos and Snapchats and stuff saved from like 2016.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
don't know why it came out in my eating videos when I first started, but
Yeah.
it just stuck, and it felt like such an energy and just like describing how I felt, what I wanted to feel, gives you confidence, you know, and I think that it just stuck. So when I started saying, let's take some Big Daddy bites, it really was just like people were into it.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things that I wanted to have like a catchphrase almost.
Yeah.
And so when it stuck, I was like, all right, that's the catchphrase and that's what we're going to go with.
Yeah.
But it started with my group of friends just randomly back in college.
Was it always about eating
No,
with them?
no,
Oh, it was literally
no,
just like
just
being a Big Daddy?
Yeah, just anything. You know, you just say, it could be your clothes. It could be how you're feeling. It could be
It's a vibe.
The vibe, the energy, the presence you're giving off, you know?
I love that. And
Yeah.
honestly, as a person who's obviously all about words and the impact of words, and when you ascribe meaning to things and you just let that, you run with it,
Yeah.
it's such a special, I don't know, it's just such a special way to kind
Yeah.
of tie everything together.
Yeah.
And like you said, it gives you confidence. Like it's
Yeah.
just like this veil that you can,
Yeah.
and in so many ways, it's why we put words on our bracelets and we
Yeah.
wear those words, is because they do help you
Totally.
kind of like get through
Yes.
things, right?
Yes.
If you will. And so you took this thing that you had
Yes.
as a younger person
Yep.
and ascribed it to this new
Yep.
mantra, this new energy for
Yep.
yourself. And I think that's really cool.
It's an
Okay.
aura, you know?
All right. So it has nothing to do with Adam Sandler.
Nothing to do with Adam Sandler. Nothing to do with anything other than just being completely yourself, you know?
Being completely yourself.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You've said in, interviews or in your own words that you wanted to be someone that a younger version of you
Yeah.
needed to look up to.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I'm so moved by that because that's something that I can totally relate to as a
Yeah.
person who, went through my own struggles as a young woman growing up. I mean, it's so hard to be a person,
Yeah.
much less a girl,
Girl. Yeah.
much less
Yeah.
one that
Yep.
feels like she's got,
Yep.
a complicated relationship with food,
Yep.
right? So what is that person that you needed when you grew up? Like, what did Kate need when she was growing up?
I think she just needed someone who could show her that it is totally cool and 100% okay to be yourself and any version of yourself that you want to be. Because I don't
Right.
think we learn that until later in life and it's not to say it's too far gone, but when you get into your 30s, I turn 30 next month and I know who I am. And I almost say this not as a bad way, but if I knew who I was at 16, 17
Yeah.
or 18, I would have been too powerful. You
Yeah.
know, I would have been way too powerful.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I think it's like that learning journey and getting there, but it's just knowing who you are. And I wish that there were people, and I'm sure that there were, but with social media, it's so in your face now where
Yeah.
it wasn't like that with magazines and
Right.
TV. We only saw such a small portion and we only saw negative things, I feel like in
Regards to body image.
Yes. Yeah. Growing up. And so I think that social media, this is where if you do have a platform and you do have a following, this is where it's so important to put out
be
positive
authentic,
things. Yeah. And be authentic and be yourself and let people know that it is okay. If you like a certain thing, then like that and be confident about liking that or liking who you are, and
Yeah.
and I think that even through my eating disorder, and it's always not a test, but it's always something you have to work at. It's never going to just disappear. And honestly, 2 weeks ago, I felt this and I shared this on my story, and I will always be sharing good, bad, everything in between, because I don't think that there's too much that you can't share. I mean, there are obviously things on social media where I wouldn't share just because I want to keep some personal things personal. But as far as my eating disorder and that recovery process, I will always be open. And I was having a really bad week just with my ED thoughts, and I shared that. And sometimes speaking it out loud and getting it out of your head helps.
And not only is it helping you, but it's helping so
many people. Yeah.
How do you continue showing up
Yeah.
in your raw, unfiltered self
Yeah.
when you've got people who are just going to come try to tear you down
Yeah.
in these comments? Like, how do you navigate that?
I think there is this filter that people put on for social media, and that's the thing that I take back.
Yeah.
I don't edit, and here's the thing, we've all fell into it. I have edited my pictures. I have pictures on my Instagram from college, cinching my waist, making myself have the
Glowier.
best skin ever, know?
Right.
And I just think that it's so tiring trying to be something that you're not. And so when I show up, and I show up kind of like a slob,
Not a slob, but
it's
you're
just like rolling out of bed and just being who I am.
You'll
and
be hungover and
Right.
you're rolling out of bed and you're about to have
Right.
your like hungover like Chipotle or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're just like living your best life.
Even the most put together person has those moments,
Yeah.
And so I show those moments 9 out of 10 times that I post. Okay, but that's who I am.
No, but what you're doing
Yeah.
is, well, I would say like, it's not necessarily who you are.
Yeah.
But it's what, and I'm not meaning to put words in your mouth, because like, I think who you are
Yeah.
is really someone who understands how beneficial
Yeah.
sharing this is for so many people. And it gives me chills even just to say.
Yeah.
Because so many other people are coming out on the internet and they're showing themselves when they are put together.
Right.
Like, I've even lately, as I've gotten older and feel like I, have had babies on the boob, so I can't get Botox. But I've even been like, okay, let me at least put myself a little bit
Right,
together
right.
for this video.
Right.
Whereas like 10 years ago, looking
Right.
through old video archived image videos on Insta, I'm like, oh my God, I really like just showed up. Like, I did
Yeah.
not care what I looked like.
Yeah.
I've kind of gone the opposite direction. So the point being is there's so many people out here who are just showing their filtered
Yeah.
selves that by you doing the exact opposite, you are
Yeah.
directly contradicting
Yeah.
and creating a new space on the internet where
Yeah.
people know that they're going to find authenticity here.
Right.
And it's
Right.
it's admirable, really.
Yeah.
So
And there's nothing wrong with wanting to show up for yourself in a presentable way too, and there really isn't. And that's where I think, again, this is that the big daddy way is to be any version that makes you feel good, and there
Yeah.
are some days and again, 9 out of 10 times, that's how
how
I
you-
feel my best version,
Yeah.
baggy sweatpants, oversized
Yeah.
sweatshirt, hair in
and
a
that's just what you
ponytail.
look like. You're not going out
No.
of your way
No.
to make
Right.
yourself look a certain
Right.
way to show up for your followers.
Right.
That's what I mean. And I think there are a lot of
Yep.
people who will
Yep.
only film content when they're put together.
Right.
Right? I mean, and there are times where like I'll do my
Totally.
get ready with me content and I'm like, okay, the beginning of this video is not that good, but we'll just
I did
post
one
it
this
anyway.
morning for this, and I said, I know I'm gonna have to be on camera, so let me get a little bit camera ready, and that's totally okay
Yeah.
too,
And
So I think it's just
exactly.
feeling what you feel best and showing up and putting, and again, if it's not hurting anyone and you're being positive, then that's fine too,
Yeah.
But I just think that there's so many unrealistic standards now on the internet too, and this used to be in the tabloids, it used to be on TV, and so just trying to be that version of myself so people can look and say, okay, I can also I don't have to show up and be the most perfect. I don't have to show up and have the nicest things. I don't have to show off this nice vacation. But if you do that stuff, that's okay too. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's in a different spot.
Yeah.
And I think that's realizing that as well. Because again, the internet is just so unrealistic.
Yeah.
And
it's such a place for comparison.
Yes.
And there are so many holes that we can
Yes.
go into if we are comparing ourselves to others.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the most important piece here is that we do it too,
Yes,
right? Like there are
100%.
people who you look to and you're like, oh, they're successful in their influencing career. They're successful in their business career. But we're looking around sometimes to the left and right and we're like, oh my God, like, should I be doing more of that?
Right.
Am I big enough, here?
Right.
And we are doing the work
Yep.
constantly to
Yep.
navigate those difficulties. And that's where, like, I try to share that. I
Yeah.
know that you share that,
Yeah.
so when you were going into your like ED, thoughts, right? You shared. And I think that's so important because it does just show that this is a journey.
Yeah.
Everything is a journey.
Yeah.
If we can start to shift ourselves from thinking like, I either am or am not, and rather I am becoming, right? Or I am learning, I am growing. And it's just a constant,
Yep.
it's a constant journey.
Yep.
I think it would just make us all feel a little bit better.
And recovery is not linear,
No.
and that's where I try to share that because my journey to the next person is not going to be the same. And just going back to comparison is the thief of joy. I don't remember where I heard that.
Yeah.
It has stuck with me, and just finding who you truly are is the most important thing, because again, like you said, we're looking left and right and we're seeing what Sally's doing and what Amy's doing, but what you're doing is enough, and and who you are is enough.
Yeah,
you know?
because it's ever growing,
Right,
and it's ever
right.
evolving, and it's not like who you are isn't good enough now
Yeah.
because who that person is now
Yeah.
is seemingly better. No, it's that you're just growing
Yeah.
and learning, and everyone is constantly moving. So I
Yeah.
think, that's so important.
Yeah.
To get back to the thought of like, have there been any comments or anything that stand out to you that sit with you that you can share, that you've been like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this person said.
Yeah, I mean, I have shared this before, but I just think it's so important. And it was so important in my ED journey because this was really the turning point. I haven't binged or purged in 6+ years now. So
Okay.
it's been a while.
And that was your primary form of ED.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I never went to therapy for it. I just graduated college, and it was through my parents' divorce where it really heightened, and I just was turning to food to feel, and I was just mistreating my body so badly, and I wasn't getting enough sleep, and it was just a lot at that
Everything,
time.
yeah.
So when I graduated, I moved to Hoboken, and that's when I got a job in the city and kind of told myself, all right, well, you have to be a real person. You can't be binging and purging at work. And that was the shift.
Right.
When people ask me that, they're like, how did you kind of start your recovery? And that was the start. But
Yeah.
and I didn't binge and purge when I moved to Hoboken, but I was still in that really deep eating mindset where counting calories, like making sure I didn't want to eat something so that I could feel or look a certain way, but in reality, nothing's going to shift that fast. You know, you're not going to eat something and it's going to shift, you know, you're not going to see a weight gain. You're not going to do that. And that's the reality of it. But it's hard to think that when you're in it, you know?
Of course. Yeah.
And so when I first started TikTok, I was working out a lot because of the quarantine and just kind of still in the ED mindset a little bit, turning to the internet and filming myself. I was really enjoying watching other people mukbang and watching other people eat because it just was entertaining to me. I don't know. There is something so odd about it, but so I really like it.
I just learned what mukbang means, and I'm so like old for this. Meanwhile, I'm like 3 years older than you, but I'm like so old. But Mariah was telling me that that's it. Mukbang content is people eating, right, on the internet. So anyway, you enjoyed it.
Yes, and it's normally.
Did you find it like satisfied the inner desire to do the same, to eat a lot without feeling like you actually had to do the eating?
Yes, and just realizing that people can enjoy, and mukbangs are normally this large amount of food, but I called mine subpar because it's just one meal. It wasn't a whole spread, you know. And the Taco Bell video that I filmed that went viral, that was the first taste of it where I was like, people are enjoying watching me eat. That is so weird, but let me try again. So I kept it going, and at one point I got Levain cookies and I got them sent to me, and I was like, I'm gonna go take a run so that I can enjoy this Levain cookie. I can deserve this Levain cookie. And there was a comment, and I will always remember this.
You said you were going to go take a run?
Yep. I said, I'm going to go work out so that I can earn this cookie. And someone said, Kate, you can just enjoy the cookie. You don't have to go take a run. And I remember that comment, and it will stick with me. You do not need to earn your food. You know?
Wow. So I love that you're so positive and wonderful. Like, I love that you just took that question and took the positive. That the thing that actually stuck with you. I'm thinking you're gonna tell me that someone said some crazy shit about like what you look like or whatever.
Yeah, that's daily. But
what sticks with you
is the positive.
And how do you do that? I mean, that's like, I know it's like, okay, I can't really explain it, but how do you do that? How do you allow like, are you really just rubber and honestly, everything just jumps, like bounces off of you?
No, because there are things that stick, but I realize that the way that someone feels about me or their perception of me is none of my business.
Right. Oh, I love that.
It's none of my business.
What you think of me is none of my business.
Yeah. And just being positive, I feel like I have learned even more so the last couple of years that there's glass half empty, glass half full, which I've always thought that I was a glass half full kind of girl. But recently I'm just happy to have a glass. Like, I'm just happy that there is something there, you know, and just having gratitude towards life, towards waking up, towards doing things. Once you start shifting your perspective, and I know it's difficult for people, like I'm totally completely understanding of that. It's not like that for everyone.
No, but
you know,
but it's a journey, and gratitude is an unlock for sure. Like when you feel like you wake up and you're just grateful to be here, you know, and you're grateful to have gone through what you've gone through, because all you've done is learned and all you've done is grown, and that's living. And when you can kind of feel grateful for that, it just makes everything so much more fun.
My mom always told me that you can't count your blessings and be negative at the same time.
Wow. Yeah, because what are you doing? You're just negating. You're like counting your blessings in one hand and then saying, but I feel negative about this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, well, then you're just net neutral. You've moved nowhere. Wow, that's really insightful.
I also think it's okay to sit in negative feelings sometimes too, you know, because I think that those are, but it's only sitting in them, you know, allowing yourself a substantial amount of time, whether that be 10, 20, 30 minutes, putting a timer on, feeling those feelings, because everyone's feelings are completely valid at whatever point you're feeling something, and recognizing that. But I always like to say just building a bridge and getting over it, you know, because those feelings will pass.
They do pass. Yeah. And you almost have to give yourself you have to trust that they're going to pass and that you're going to feel good at the end of all of this. And you'll understand kind of everything that you went through. That's something I always look back on my experience and think like, okay, as much as I hated in the moment being this girl, right, who was bullied or who was constantly targeted, and I felt like I was constantly put in these positions to have to, you know, learn something and then spread what I've learned. Like, I'm like, I don't want to keep going through things simply so that I can spread
Yeah.
what I'm going through and
Yep.
help others. Like I'm kind of like, okay, but it would be great to also not have to go through something.
Totally.
But when you do go through them and then you get through them and you have used your platform and you have shared, then you can look back and really understand why you went through what you went through.
Yeah.
So all that said, you know, do you feel, and have you ever had anybody come up to you and tell you in the many times that someone I'm sure has run into in the street, how you've impacted them, and have any of those are any of those, you know, sticking with you that keep you going?
Yeah. I mean, I just think that this community is so insane. I get chills thinking about it because I don't understand how what I do on the internet
can
change lives.
Yeah.
Can change people's thoughts, and people have come up to me and have thanked me, and again I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, can I just have a hug?
I will say you're one of the, as far as like quote influencers go, right? Whatever that means, you are one of the most authentic, real, what you see is what you actually get. Like you, and I feel this way about our community as well. Like when I meet people, I'm like, you feel like a friend because I've allowed you to be a friend.
Right.
Like I've let you in, and I am sharing things with you. And people are always like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm not a stalker. And I'm like, wait, but I'm sharing everything. Of course you're not a stalker. But the point is like, you really do emanate that. Like you feel like a friend. You feel like a friend automatically.
Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful, refreshing thing because that's not always the case when people, especially when they grow to be the size that you are, like people end up with this new energy, right? Of like, I know, I think who I am, right? And you just don't have that. Do you have any, like, is there any like reason for that? Or is it just like, this is how my mama raised me kind of vibes?
I think that's really how my mom raised me. And just, again, going back to, it would be exhausting to try to be someone that I am not. And being kind is definitely in the description of being a big daddy, you know, and just being kind to yourself and kind to others and showing that and showing up for that. And I think that when I don't remember who said this to me, it might have been one of my friends, but like she literally attracts celebrities, like meeting them in person. I feel like it's the
that's
weirdest
like Mariah
thing.
Energy.
Yeah, like she will meet so many people, and she's had so many bad interactions. Wow. So one, I don't think that I'm a celebrity, like at all.
Well, you know, to a lot of people you are though, and to a lot of people their daily life revolves around seeing what you're doing, which is more than can be said for like Brad Pitt. I don't get to see what he does every day, but I get to see what you're doing.
Sure.
And I think in that way you are more of a celebrity to the individuals that you impact than Brad Pitt. But I know that's uncomfortable to maybe hear and accept because it's like you're just a girl,
just a person
living your life.
Exactly.
You are literally so normal.
Yeah.
You are as normal as they come.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you were just telling me about pickleball that you go to down the street. And like, there are so many people for whom it would be like, oh my God, Kate's at pickleball over in this place. Like, I want to go see.
Yeah.
You know, and like that is weird, but it is.
But that's exactly it. I am just so normal, and I just don't think anything of it. And at this point too, it really has become, not to say that what I do is not for me, but it's a job too.
It is a job,
you know, like it has become a brand at this point, and I take that responsibility so seriously, and I'm so proud of that, and I'm so proud of, again, the community that everyone else of the Big Daddies have built, because it's not me, you know, like that's not, I mean, I have done my part and I am very proud of that, but it's not me.
You gave them a space,
right,
to convene and to be Big Daddies and to be a part of the world you've essentially built. You have built it for them. You have, in creating that space, it is you.
Totally.
And it's hard to accept when you're like just a normal girl. Yeah. And so like I get that, and I feel a similar level of like when people come to me or say that to me, and I don't have personally the, you know, following that you've amassed, but the people that are part of, you know, our Nice Nation community with Little Words Project, and that they know
it's
who
huge.
I am. It's such an incredible feeling to know, and that's what we set out to do. We did set out to build a community, and I do think that in some way you set out to find your community by just showing up authentically as who you are.
I knew that there was always something more. I've always known that. I know that I was put on this earth for this. 100%. I feel it in my bones.
Yeah. With that kind of segue
Yeah.
into the word
Yeah.
of it all, I have a few questions about words specifically. If you were to give your younger self a bracelet with a certain word on it,
Yeah.
what would it say and why?
I might have to think for a second. Oh my goodness. I mean, I wish these existed when I was in high school.
I know.
You know,
Same.
because I give them, this is the go-to gift that I give everyone.
I love that. Thank you.
Because they're easy and
Yeah.
they really can help.
They carry so much weight.
They do. They do. And I think that back in high school and when I was younger, I think that just knowing that I was enough, you know,
Yep.
I think that would be the word that I would give myself.
I love that.
Yeah.
It feels like the perfect segue into the bracelet that I'm making, which is enough.
Shut up.
And it's because of the energy that I feel like you bring. And you do.
Wait, that's so weird.
I know, but isn't it not so beautiful?
Wait, that's so
I know.
weird.
Did you see my
I'm gonna start
creepy
crying.
smile?
Oh my
Oh, don't
Oh
cry.
my God, that's so weird.
But that is what you make me
Yeah.
feel.
I love that.
And that is what you make your community feel. You're so cute to start crying.
No,
You're gonna
that's
make me cry.
that's
I know,
crazy.
but it is. But that's what you emanate. You emanate that reality that, being yourself is enough. Showing up as who you are is enough.
Yeah.
And you give us the permission to do that. And
Yeah.
when I see you show up on screen looking a mess, not because I think you look like you're a mess, but you are just
because I am.
because you're in the top knot, you're in the sweats, you're smacking your ass, you're being funny, you're eating a fucking burrito, and you are just being yourself. You make me who feels like I'm confident and I feel like I can show up and be like that.
Yeah.
But I still don't sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to be judged. It's because it's just, I don't know. There's a block.
Yeah.
You eliminate the block.
Yeah.
And you do that for so many people. And I just feel like you should know that.
And they do that for me, you know?
Yeah.
They do it for me.
It's a beautiful word. And
It is.
it's the word I chose to make today so
I love
that I
that.
could wear it.
I love that.
Because it's what you say. And I think that's such a perfect gift
I
to give
love
to a
that.
younger version of you.
Yeah.
Okay. More word questions.
Okay.
This might be similar. If it's different, let me know. If not,
Okay.
that's okay.
Okay.
For those who are struggling with eating disorders, body image, mental health,
Yeah.
what word would you give them to start their journey towards healing and self-acceptance?
I think one day at a time. If I could do like a
saying,
saying,
a phrase.
Yeah.
Mhm. If
just-
it's 13 characters or less, you can get it on the list. I'm kidding. One day at a time.
yeah, one day at a time.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a journey.
It will pass. What you are feeling in a very moment, you know, and binging and purging felt that way for a long, long time where I would eat food to feel, you know, but that moment or that feeling will end up passing, you know, and I think that whatever gets you through to that moment passing, it will not be the same tomorrow, you know? So I think just taking every single day as a new opportunity to show up for yourself.
Yeah. Is there anything, this brings me to another line of questioning that goes off the words, but that's all right. This is my show. I can do what I want. What do you do now that when you need to feel? Like, let's say you're in a particularly low moment.
Yeah.
Do you eat and say, fuck it, it's fine. I can do what I want.
Yeah.
And you eliminate the purge piece. And in that way you feel healthier?
Yeah.
Or is there something else that you've leaned into
Yeah.
that can help you navigate that I need to feel feeling?
Yeah. I think every day or every moment you have that feeling is going to be different because there are times where I'm like, you know what, I am hungry, so it is okay.
Yeah.
It is
The
okay.
feeling I feel is
hunger,
hunger.
so that is okay. But other than that, I will take myself for a walk and put on headphones or call my grandma or call my mom or call my sisters or call my brother, you know, get talking with someone.
Lean
just
into your community.
Yeah, you know, or go on my
Tell your
stories.
team.
Yeah,
Yep, tell your story.
going on my stories and talking to people and seeing the response and seeing the feedback and just getting involved. Just calling a friend, you know. But I think walking has really helped me mentally because it's not such a physical thing. It's more just a mental piece, you know, and going on these mental health walks and just kind of getting out of
Do you
your
listen
head.
to like a podcast? Is there any resource that you've listened to that could be helpful for anyone listening?
Honestly, I listen to positive music. I have cut out negative music in my life.
Ooh, what constitutes negative music? Like, what do you cut out?
Like sulking, you know? And I think that it's okay to have those moments
Oh,
where
so
you're
like a heartbreak tune?
yeah, or like I love Billie Eilish, but like she's like sometimes it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah.
like very
Low and
yeah,
slow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
where you listen to maybe Ariana Grande, where she's like upbeat and she's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, or Britney Spears, where you're having like these like positive.
So upbeat is really what you try to stick to.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's actually like a really like I've never heard anyone do that
Yeah.
in my life.
Well, I think music.
It's not just
and-
music you like, but it's music you like that also
Mhm.
raises your energy level or like changes the
Yeah.
the frequency that you're vibrating at.
Well, the words that you put out are so powerful, and the words that you listen to are so powerful. They're so powerful. So why am I going to listen to something negative? And that's okay. Again, it's fine to sulk, and it's fine to listen to some type of music if that's where you're feeling that day. But I really try to cut that out because I don't want to put negative thoughts into my head, you know. And sometimes you listen to a sad song, you're like, now I'm sad for what?
That was so good, and it's so true. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what these little vehicles are. They are the words we tell ourselves really matter.
Yep.
And the words we look at and read and perceive really matter. So why not surround yourself and adorn yourself with the words that are going to get you through
Yep.
and make a difference in your life in a positive
100%.
way. It's so
100%.
crucial and so important.
Yeah.
Okay, so last one about words. If you had to pick one word to define how you want to live the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
I don't know if it makes total sense.
Doesn't have to make sense.
Okay. But I think just there's this saying that one of my friend's mom said to me, and I will stick with it. And it just, again, it is the description of being a big daddy is being grateful and satisfied. So I think having grateful and satisfied on a bracelet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Grateful and satisfied. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love that. That so speaks to everything that you are.
Yeah.
That could be the title of this whole episode.
Grateful and satisfied.
Grateful and satisfied. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a beautiful thing. Okay. Actually, it's not the last word question. I see your stack.
Yep.
What are some of the words that you're wearing that get you through each day?
I have lucky.
Okay.
I have grateful.
Love.
I have big daddy.
Of course.
I have dream.
Yup.
Live kind. And then future is bright.
Ooh.
And Sagittarius, because I'm a Sagittarius.
Because obviously,
Yeah.
we have to have our own.
And 111. I honestly have so much.
There's like a lot.
Everything.
This isn't even the ones you're not wearing.
No.
Okay, so we're obviously working together
Yes.
coming
Oh
up,
my
which
God,
I'm
I'm
very
so
excited about.
excited.
You're going to be a part of our Kindfluencer program, which we're just really trying to bring people into this community and to expose our community to people who are actually out there
Yeah.
doing the kind thing. They
Yeah.
are really the embodiment, the representation of this brand,
Yeah.
of what I ultimately, the people that I needed when I was younger,
Yeah.
right, growing up. And I really believe that about you. We love you here, truly. This whole team was excited about your involvement in this experience. And you come in and people are like, oh my God, she's here. That's the energy that you give off. And the energy that people feel when they're around you. So can you talk to us about the word you chose?
Yes.
It's also I'm cheating. I can see the word you chose today is similar to the word, aka is the word that we're
word.
launching.
Yeah.
So probably no surprise to anybody, but you are going to be launching with us.
Big daddy.
Big Daddy.
I'm so excited.
Because
This is so incredible.
This
It's
is
so
like the
incredible.
ultimate merch.
Yeah.
It's like the best thing for
Yeah.
the Big Daddy community to
Yeah.
get into
Yep.
and to represent both being a part of the community,
Yep.
but also the way we want Little Words to be
Yeah.
is indications, little symbols
Yep.
of safety.
Yep.
When you see someone else in a little word, that's a safe place. That's a kind person. So think about how much cooler even it'll feel when you
Yeah.
see someone in a Big Daddy.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
It like gives me chills because
Yeah.
like it's that community within community that we're trying to build. So
Yeah.
we're so excited. Talk me through the design that you chose. This is
It's so fun.
so good
It's
and
so
fun. It's these rainbow discs with this gold with the
love
gold
it.
plated bead. Oh my God! Like, was the thought to be like what was the thought? You tell me.
I think we went through a couple designs, but I think just having it super fun because that
Bright.
is what being a big daddy is all about.
Yeah. Then there's also the component of who we're going to be
Which is
partnering with.
Amazing.
And it also should be noted that like with our Kindfluencer program, we have different people choose
Yeah.
to do different things. Obviously,
Yeah.
this is a job for many of
Yeah.
us and many of you. And
Yeah.
so, many of the influencers that we work with, there are fees associated. We'll be totally radically transparent, right? You should be paid for your work and your designing and we're selling this, obviously.
Yeah.
So you do deserve and should be receiving a cut of that. But you have actually chosen to not receive any of it.
No.
You don't want any of the money whatsoever. It gives me full body chills to even say. Instead, you are donating everything that you would be making otherwise. Where?
To No Kid Hungry. You can translate the actual dollar amount to food being given, and on their site or like within their nonprofit, every dollar donates 10 meals. So we can really make such an incredible impact, and so that kind of was the inspiration for this bracelet. Fun, giving back to kids, and just keeping it lighthearted and super spirited for this season of giving back.
Of giving back. And
yeah.
not only knowing that when you look down at your bracelet, you can kind of be imbued with like that big daddy energy in anything you're doing in your life, whether it's taking a big daddy bite or literally just like showing up for yourself every day. But you also know that that purchase has actually impacted the life of someone, and especially someone young, which is when we need to start kind of helping the world. I think it starts with our kids and really making sure that they feel like they're supported in every walk of life.
100%. I also think it's super fun that this is going to be kind of around my 30th birthday. So it's like extra special too.
And that's even more special.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a revolution you've done this past year and since, the last 30 years. And I know we didn't get into too much of the nitty gritty of your story, your family story. And I mean, just the little nuggets that you dropped feel like things that would be insurmountable to others and really, really hard. But even just the way you say, you're so confident in your skin. Yeah. Maybe today's the 10, but you've allowed your experience, you've turned your mess into your message.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
You know what? I can't take that for my own. That was Tamra Judge a la Real Housewives of Orange County. Okay. Real impactful, insightful show. But what I will say is that it's so true and it's so resonant with what we're all trying to do. Yeah. And when you allow yourself to take the negative and turn it into something positive and impact the world around you, that's when I think you're really succeeding, because you're not getting through it, you're glowing through everything that you go through. Do you have any resources for people who are looking to shift their thought patterns and navigate the difficulties of life? What have you read?
Some of my favorites, one is called The Energy Bus, and it just really changes your perspective on a lot of things. It's slowing down life a little bit and just, this is where the grateful and satisfied kind of stands, and just showing gratitude towards every little thing, and everything is happening for you. And just knowing that everything is going to work out the way that it's supposed to. No decision, as long as it is in the right mindset and you are being kind, is on a bad decision.
Being kind to yourself and giving yourself that gift of second sight and allowing yourself to just go through things and know that that's all you're doing. You're just going through them. You're going through them. And everything happens in seasons, peaks and valleys.
Peaks and valleys.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my gosh, I love that. I'll have to read that one.
Yeah. I'm going to show you something so crazy. Can I have my phone?
Please. Oh my God. Okay.
When I first started TikTok, okay, I wrote on a note and I have it in the back of my phone.
No way.
Yeah. So I keep it with me all the time. Okay.
Oh my God.
No, there's
Kate, have you ever shown people this?
No.
Do this live. Okay, hold on. What do you have in here?
Okay, there's like literally written notes like everywhere.
This is someone who believes in manifestation. Okay, what are you?
I don't even know what that one is. Okay. I have so much stuff.
Oh my God, you were the
in the back of my phone.
Ever seen.
And the thing that I wrote right before I went viral on TikTok is on this Pantone card that I used to at work.
Look at. Okay, what does it say?
It says, I'll become TikTok famous and be a positive influencer to people. And I don't even know what I even said here because I can't read my handwriting. Something about my family being happy, healthy, and safe.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is.
And do I think I'm TikTok famous? No.
Yes, you are.
I just don't.
You don't think it, you don't perceive it, but understand
Yeah.
that you have done that.
I think it's because when it's
But
it's different in the moment. You
But
know what I'm
what's
saying?
amazing is that the question that I asked you at the start of this was, did you set out to become famous
Yeah.
or did you set out to make an impact?
Yeah.
And you answered, I set out to make an impact.
Yeah.
And you literally did. You wanted to become TikTok famous so that
A positive
you could
influencer.
be a positive
Influence, I think it says. It's
influence.
like my handwriting is so bad.
Look at that. Oh my goodness, Kate.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Okay, wait. Can I share something with you?
Yeah.
When I first...
What do you have? You're gonna pull something out of your phone case.
she opens her phone case. No. But I see you have some...
Fortune cookies.
Fortune cookies.
Yeah, so many.
All right, well, this is what
Okay.
it says. August 26, 2013. I launched November 11, 2013. But this was right before I was gutting the video, creating the video. A new venture will be a success. Kept that. I have it with my first $20 bill I ever made from this product, from my first sale.
I love that.
I have it framed with that. I have the same exact energy.
Yeah.
Believe it and it will come.
Yep.
But put it out into the universe
Yep.
and it will happen. Work towards it. You can't just say it. You have to work and be willing to work. But as Maria Adela Hernandez de Hernandez Body always says, my mother, querer es poder. If you want it, you can achieve it.
Yes. But you know what? That's why I keep this stack on.
Why?
Is because I feel like it helps guide me towards my manifestations. It helps me keep me on track. It helps me remind myself why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, the intentions that I've been set. I don't want to take that off. I want to have reminders throughout my day, when there is those self-doubts that come through, which happens
All day.
you know?
every day.
So I look down and I have angel numbers, I have lucky, I have grateful, I have Big Daddy on there. I have all these things that make me feel me and the most like myself and help drive me to the things that I want to become. And you only can do that if you believe in yourself.
Yes. Oh my God.
You know?
You are just nailing every sentence that I've ever felt or thought. Anyway, Kate, this was amazing. We've got our bracelets, our finished stacks. Never finished, actually. Always a work in progress, these stacks. They're never going to be done officially. But our bracelets enough, and Big Daddy, of course.
I love it.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And for being your most authentic self,
Thank
always.
you. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to give back and to do something so amazing and so incredible. And if this is your first purchase and this is your first bracelet, that's incredible and that's amazing. But if you're adding to your stack, this is the product to have. To add to your stack,
this is the bracelet to add. 100%. If it's not purchased to, remind you of the 1997 incredible flick Big Daddy, it should be to remind you of the journey that you're on, and that we're all just needing to have Big Daddy energy to get you through and to help you go through some of life's most difficult moments.
Yep.
So
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yay.